Horror as a genre is used in pretty much every artistic medium imaginable, from novels to films to music to video games. Some of the best horror experiences are video games. Maybe it's the interactivity, maybe it's the aesthetics they're able to pull off, maybe it's the mix of mediums with cutscenes, music, and story. In any case, the unique experiences horror games are able to bring to a player are undeniable. From Silent Hill to Resident Evil, from Slender to Outlast, from Amnesia to Five Nights at Freddy's. But there's one indie horror game I don't see a lot of attention brought to, which is such an outstanding game. It managed to be more impactful than any game I've played in years in just 3 hours. The game is called Lost in Vivo. Lost in Vivo was developed by Akuma Kira, and it is terrifying. But what about this game makes it so special? Well, there are a lot of different ways it scares you. But the one I find most interesting is the way it messes with your head. Here's a good example. About halfway through the game, you get to one of the very few safe rooms where you get to save your game.
Horrific. Hello, kitty cat. You're precious. I love you.
You select save, expecting to see the familiar game saved message. Except this time, it gives you the message save erased.
Say what?
Of course, the game actually does save, and it's just there to mess with you, but there's a moment of fear and panic that transcends the game itself, coming into the real world as you're afraid that you've lost all of your progress. But why is it so effective? Why does this sort of fourth wall breaking scare work so well? Some of it is the masterful sound design. Some of it is the unsettling atmosphere, but to truly explain why it works so well, I want to go over another great example of the mind freaks that the game plays on you. At one point, you come to a fork in the road. Either go left or right. Whichever way you go, the hallway leads you back to the same room. You have to go in a certain sequence, only small objects in the room changing when you've gone the right way before you can move on. Soon after, you come to a room with a toilet, an apple, and a doorway. If you eat the apple, the doorway becomes blocked by a gate. If you throw up the apple in the toilet or just don't eat it, the doorway you enter brings you back to the same room again. So how do you escape? You just walk through the gate. It has no collision, you can clip right through it. Annoying? Yes, but effective? Even more so. This whole sequence really shows off what is so masterful about this game. You never know what to expect. The game messes with your head so much, the fear transcends just getting a game over screen. In a lot of horror games, the fear of getting a key to a door you haven't been able to open yet may be what's going to be in this new room. In Lost in Vivo, the fear becomes more existential. Will there be a new room on the other side? Will there be a room at all? Will the game crash? Will the next monster I see delete my save progress? Are the safe rooms really safe anymore? Will the monster I thought I killed over and over again somehow reset? Will I have to do all of this over again? The fear of the unknown is amplified exponentially when the game begins messing with its own rules. This monster can't climb ladders. Just kidding. You don't just fear what the game has yet to introduce or what has already been introduced. You almost fear the game itself. It's like in Outlast when suddenly your enemy goes from disturbed mental patients to a ghost. It's like in Slender when the more pages you collect, the more tense the music gets. It combines so many types of fear, and it's able to do this by breaking its own rules to mess with you. The idea of not knowing what the game itself is capable of is what makes Lost in Vivo so scary. You think you know what type of experience you're going to get when you start, but every time your expectations are never high enough. Every new twist is scary, and as they get more extreme and fourth wall breaking, your tension grows. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Creepy Files. I know this isn't my usual style, but I just finished playing the game and it was very impactful. I definitely suggest playing it. It's very scary and well made. There's even more mind freak moments in the game I haven't covered because I want you to experience them yourself. Let me know what game, creepypasta, ARG, or other horror content you'd like me to cover next in the comments, or just your thoughts on this episode. The best comment will be pinned. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all next time.